I'm Bernice Flowers, and welcome to another episode of A Merry Space with Nisee. When you hear the expression or slang, making waves, what comes to your mind? It is such a simple and common term used in so many ways, yet, if we aren't careful, some believe it can be disruptive, cause trouble, depending on the intent and how it is used. In our society, waving is a well-known gesture to mean hello or goodbye, which comes naturally. Did you know that waving is one of the first and vital skills in communication when we want to get a person's attention? Yes, it's a simple act. We wave to acknowledge another person's presence, say goodbye, signal and say, "Hey, I'm over here." Perhaps a request for silence, or a wave can simply mean to someone, no, or not now. Well, the intent of these wave gestures is pretty safe and keeps us out of trouble. However, if we are thinking of making waves brazenly or to rock the boat, then that's another story, because we can get ourselves into difficult situations where we are criticized, punished, or even labeled as troublemakers. Let me ask this question. Has anyone ever stopped you dead in your tracks for making waves or rocking the boat? Well, I'm sure some or many of us can equate with that. Let me share what someone told me about her first day on a job. After the welcoming and meeting with her colleagues, later that day a coworker pulled her aside and said, "Listen carefully. You'll get along well with the staff provided you don't attempt to make waves and stay in your lane, because the managers don't like their employees to make a stink, challenge, or disagree with them." Wow, that's some kind of welcoming news for someone's first day on a job, and an unexpectedly eye-opener, especially when they're told candidly to withhold their tongue and opinions. How often do we hear the phrase, "Don't make waves or rock the boat," in passing or addressed directly to us? Does that really bother you? Does it deter you from saying or doing what you intended? For some people, making waves or rocking the boat means to cause trouble, disturbance, be disruptive, or troublesome. Someone may say to you, "Hey, why are you trying to make waves? Why are you being a troublemaker? Creating problems for no reason," or say something along those lines to upset you. That's if you allow them. Yes, there are individuals who believe that when you speak your mind and take actions, you are upsetting a calm situation or challenging the status quo. You're also labeled as irritating. Quite frankly, those individuals prefer to let sleeping dogs lie instead of addressing issues, because they believe their actions and disturbing the peace can instigate an even more challenging situation. Making yourself heard does not necessarily mean the outcome is going to be negative. There are so many positive instances where many of us have rocked the boat to shake things up in our environment and have demonstrated successfully to cowards or the scaredy cats who prefer to tippy-toe and play it safe by the rules because they're afraid to challenge the process and open their eyes to unfair practices or other negative issues happening around them. How many times have we seen something and did nothing because we were hesitant to make waves? Are you familiar with the phrase, "If you see something, say something"? Well, let me say this. To make waves is to take action. It's about stepping out of our comfort zones, embracing the unknown, and being brave enough to take risks and confront our fears. When we decide to challenge the status quo, it's because we are unafraid of the consequences, especially when we have those gut feelings of intuition that nudge us to act, especially if our actions are based on our knowledge and our experiences. Really, when we make waves, we are endorsing positive moves in our own lives and our surroundings. We are generating currents of change, I should say, that, can really impact the people around us. Just think, if a situation is no longer healthy or good for you, doesn't that make you want to change things? Isn't that a better choice? Think about it. I'm sure you have heard the expression change agent or wave maker. Sounds familiar, right? Isn't that a great feeling when you take the lead to initiate change, knowing and believing that you have the ability to influence others and make a difference? Sometimes it's good to shake things up a little so we can modify the usual way of doing things. Again, this could be good or bad. Then again, if we fail to try, how would we know what success is about? Also, keep in mind that to make waves, your imagination is considerably critical. You must be able to foresee and imagine what isn't there yet. So if you see into the future and believe that making waves and that a new path will materialize, I say, just go for it. Furthermore, it's good to develop a growth mindset. Be willing to adapt to changes, overcome adversity, and incorporate new information that could challenge your opinions or plans. Willing to take chances and make waves depends on you. Yes, you. It's all about having the confidence and believing in yourself. Listen to your inner voice, because when you push yourself, it's harder. That's really when things begin to happen and, open up for us. Dare to be different and dream bigger. You can choose to be the disruptor or the disrupted, which means that if you are the disruptor, you will need to press some buttons to unleash the best version of yourself. That's right. Put out the energy and add a little pep to your step so you can disrupt the normal flow of things to advance yourself and others. Besides, don't be afraid to try something no one else has attempted. Forget about the negative vibes and comments you may hear, such as, "Oh, that can't be done. It will never work," or criticisms to discourage you. Don't allow anyone to cover or dim your light. It's your light, so let it shine, because you are going to rub some people wrong, especially if you want to pioneer new ground and implement change. Don't listen to the naysayers. So, go do your thing and shatter expectations. Let's applaud people who are motivated to confront various issues and shake things up a little to alter situations. Speaking up places you in front row. You're not just a casual observer. On the other hand, if you are a bystander afraid to make waves, I'd say reframe your fears. Have the guts to share your views, radiate confidence, and disturb the balance somewhat if you want to make a critical difference and evolve. I do understand if you are unsure of yourself and not quite prepared to make waves. You may need to step lightly. However, should you feel the urge to step out of your comfort zone and challenge the unknown, I say go for it. When it's all said and done, stick to your opinions and don't glide away from your objective. Allow individuals who discourage or disagree with you the freedom to say whatever they have on their minds. However, don't let their opinions deter you from creating ripples that can impact you and others positively. Simply disconnect from negativity, because pessimism impacts our expectations. Don't focus on what people say or think about you, especially if you are going to make a difference that will yield favorable outcomes. Just consider yourself an inspirer and a model for others to mirror. Remember that courage is the power to let go of the familiar and take action despite fear. Be bold, unleash your best potential, stand out from the crowd, and seize the moment. Do you know why? Or the opportunity to take action may never present itself again. Push your boundaries and step outside of your comfort zone. However, if you are satisfied with your existing conditions and your preference is to go with the flow, don't expect a breakthrough to success without making waves or rocking the boat. Are you comfortable taking chances to change your circumstances? Or do you prefer to go with the status quo? That's it for now. So long, folks. And thank you for listening to A Merry Space with Niece. Be safe and healthy.